have a very special connection with a lot of my fans. I feel like, I don't know, they understand that I'm human. They're usually really, sensitive to the things that they know that I care about too, and things like that. So, and they'll, correct me on my spelling and shit, which is good too, so. Hey, it's Zendaya here, and I'm gonna open some fan mail. To Zendaya from Daya's Bike. So, the shooting for Euphoria season 2 started in March. Y'all know everything, first of all. How has it been going on set? You know what's funny, actually, really, let me just tell a quick story. My grandma visited me recently, and my mom was like, "Oh, are you working right now?" And my grandma was like, "No, she's on a two-week break from Euphoria." And I was like, "How do you know?" And she was like, "On Instagram." So my grandma knows my whole schedule because of Instagram fan sites for Euphoria. All right, anyway, how has it been going on set, and how was meeting the whole cast again? It's been going great. I mean, obviously Euphoria is a very, very special show to all of us, but it's also, it's a lot of fun, but it's also very difficult and emotional sometimes, so Rue is putting me through it. To Zendaya from Queen Zendaya XX. Out of all the amazing looks you and La Roche have served over the years, which look would you say is your favorite and why? You know, I don't have a favorite. It's like picking my favorite child, but I think some of my favorites include the butterfly dress for Greatest Showman, the Tom Ford breastplate, the Joan of Arc thing, just to name a few. Is there a character or real life person you have always wanted to play? I would love to play some type of heightened theatrical villain character. What was the first moment you felt you had made it in the industry? I don't know. I don't think like that, to be honest. Like, there's special moments, right, where you're like, oh, there's a billboard or something, Like, I remember I was in Paris, we were doing the Tommy Hilfiger show, and me and my entire family, my mom, my dad, and my sister, my nieces, we all stood outside and took a picture in front of it, and special moments like that. You just want to do work that inspires you and pushes you to new levels and uncovers different things about yourself. I feel like everything is special for its own reasons, and they all come at the right time. And there's a lot of surreal moments that happen in my life, but I never really feel like, oh, I made it. It's kind of like, I don't know. Maybe that's the problem, is I never feel that way, so I'm always working on to the next. How is your year going, and are you happy? Aw, that's very sweet to ask. My year's going good, Family's healthy, I'm healthy, I have my loved ones, I have a job that I love, so I can't complain. I'm doing good, thank you so much. And how are you doing? If you could say one thing to your fans right now, what would you tell them? Well, I would just tell them that I'm grateful for them, because obviously they've been riding with me for a long time. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time. Many of them have grown up with me. So I guess just grateful that they've, been able to be a part of this journey with them. I mean, none of this is possible without them, so that. And I also think that I have a very special connection with a lot of my fans. I feel like, I don't know, they understand that I'm human. They're usually really, sensitive to the things that they know that I care about too, and things like that. So, and they'll, correct me on my spelling and shit, which is good too, so. Next one is Zendaya Style Files, which does an excellent job at keeping people updated on what I wear, even when I don't know. In recent years, you have shared a passion for photography with your fans. If you were given a chance to shoot any celebrity for a huge magazine cover, who would you pick to photograph? I mean, obviously, like, Beyonce or Rihanna, the queens that are. Zendaya Throwbacks is asking, what helps you get into character when you're on set, especially for a role like Rue? Some days I come in and I'm just like, I'm already feeling it. I'm like, I feel like Rue right now. I'm not in a good space, or whatever the case, and you just take that with you. I think the beautiful thing about the job that I do is kind of therapeutic in some ways. You can use pain or that anxiety or whatever it is that you're feeling at that moment into something beautiful, into art. I don't like listen to a certain song or like do a certain thing. Sometimes I just talk to my directors, Sometimes I just take a moment and talk to them about how I'm feeling, how the character's feeling, whatever, and just let that kind of sink. Sometimes I just go sit by myself in a corner. Whatever it is, it's nothing specific though. Okay, Ruse Films says, what has the past year taught you about yourself? Well, it's taught me a few things. I've learned even more about gratitude. I think a lot of people have. I think holding on to your loved ones, telling that you love them, soaking in all the moments, like all the corny stuff that people say, like, oh, taking the moment and all that stuff. It all is very true, and I try to do that as much as I can because I'm very, very grateful for the job that I have. I'm very grateful for the life that I have, and I just try to remind myself of that every day. So just being more in touch with that gratitude. Also I think I've learned to trust myself. Sometimes we doubt like our instincts or our intuition, like any human being. I kind of question myself. I'm like, wait, do I got this? But this year has taught me, yes, you do got this. What is it like playing MJ in Spider-Man? It's been awesome. I did the first movie when I was 19, and now I'm about to be 25. I want to talk about it. But anyway, it's been really special. You know, we've gotten to grow up with these characters. We've gotten to grow up together and go through so much together. And so, yeah, she has a special place in my heart, MJ. And I'm grateful to play such a, you know, kind of iconic character. And, you know, grateful to John for picking me to kind of be this new version of who she is and who she represents in our Marvel Cinematic Universe. So, yeah. I'm assuming this is Ruse Bitch. If you were to play another character on Euphoria, who would you be? That's a good question. I think I would like to be Fez. I think Angus is brilliant. He's the perfect Fez, so I don't think I could live up to what he does, but I would love to, you know, for a day, play his character. You and your stylist, Law Roach, constantly serve looks and pull from various references, including Black icons of the past and present. Can you talk us through a bit of the process of how you and Law come up with these things? We love a reference, hence my bowl cut today, that we love a good bowl cut. I've been doing bowl cuts for years. Always has to do with a time period or an iconic woman, Diana Ross or Pam Grier. Sometimes it'll start with a garment, or sometimes it'll start with a specific picture. You know, Law will come in with a specific reference. And sometimes we have a custom gown made to mimic a reference that we have. Nothing is new, right? It's all like, you know, your parents tell you, oh, I used to wear that back when I was, you know, it's true. Right? I look at pictures of my grandmothers and I'm like, oh my gosh, so chic. Like they were just walking around like this. Like, where are these clothes? Can I have them? So I don't really believe in trends. I just believe in wearing whatever makes you feel good, makes you feel confident, makes you feel beautiful, and continue to experiment because it's gonna be outdated, in date. It all just is gonna keep turning. So just might as well wear what the hell you wanna wear. But Law has been my fashion historian and has taught me so much about fashion, about the history of it, about Black fashion icons that I've often been overlooked. The least I could do is serve looks to honor them. All right, that is it. Thank you so much for all of your questions. I appreciate all of you, and I stalk all of you guys on Twitter and stuff, so I already know who you are.